Hi, I'm Gordon Parsons here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Music Mill today and other happenings around Milton Mills in the music scene here. Back in 1994, um, my then friend and daughter also and I decided to start a little thrift shop in our barn, and we decided to call it Good Stuff Cheap. Lots of good stuff cheap here, and we were selling dollar items and a lot of junk, and people just swarmed through here day after day on the weekends. Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and sometimes Mondays we were open. And boy, we had a lot of people come, but we didn't take in an awful lot of money. And then we came across a few used instruments. Well, this was a lot more fun selling a guitar for $100 than $100 items. So we said, we have to start thinking more about musical instruments. Not to mention the fact that most of the music stores around here seem to be focused on the rock and roll and the heavy metal and the amps and all that stuff. And we were acoustic people. So we started buying more and more guitars and other musical instruments to have in the store. We've been around now for about 19 years in all, probably about 17 or 18 of those as a music store. In around probably 1999, we started getting together. We started meeting a lot more musicians because of the shop, and we got together with a number of different couples and individuals around the village, and every week we would get together in a different person's house, and we'd have like a potluck. Everybody would bring something, and then we'd sit around and play music all night. Well, local store owner knew all of us. She wasn't a musician, but she said, "You guys got to get out and play and let everybody hear you play." So she was a member of the Grange, and she opened up the Grange Hall for us, and we had a jam down there, and maybe 15 to 20 people came to listen, and everybody had a great time. So we said, we'll have to do that again sometime. I'll skip ahead about a year, and a friend of mine had bought an old defunct church and restored it. And I'd go over and see how he was doing. It was all tin walls and tin ceilings, and the acoustics in there were incredible. I said, "David, we should do our music here sometime." Well, the first time we did our music there was in the fall of 2000. And quite a few people came. And the next thing you know, we did it there on a regular basis, and more people come, and more musicians would stop in the store, and we'd tell them about it, and they said, "That sounds like fun." And then they'd tell their friends. The next thing you know, we had a full-fledged music gathering every other Saturday night that filled the church. In fact, overfilled the church. People were standing along the sides. So then a few men in the church, which incidentally we started after playing music there. We started a church and got a minister out of retirement, and a few of the men in the church went across to the hall that we had with the church and built a stage, and we started meeting over there, and we've been doing that ever since, every other Saturday night without missing a beat. A lot of people wonder how we get the word out to everyone that there's a music jam this Saturday night and so on. Well, we try and put posters. We have flyers going around, and we have one stationed at the Poor People's Pub in Sanbornville. As you go in the door, you'll see a poster with the dates. I usually get 6 or 8 months dates on one poster. It doesn't mean it ends at the last date. We do it year-round, so we get a little confusion there. There's one posted in the post office and various local stores. I always announce it on our Facebook page, The Music Mill, and there's always an announcement of when the next gathering is and what we're planning. And if you look through our photos, you'll always find a poster in there with the dates for the current gathering. Word of mouth is a big way that things get around, and surprisingly, there's a lot of music jams around the area, and from one to another, the posters are posted at various open mics and jams as well. So the word gets out there pretty well, and we never know who to expect.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. And Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong seems so easy.
Hi, my name is Linda Libby. I live in Farmington, New Hampshire with my husband Jim. By day, I'm an office manager in a medical office in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. By night, I'm kind of an amateur musician. We started coming here about 6 years ago with my brother-in-law, who was a performer. 2 years ago, he passed away of pancreatic cancer, and we kept coming to bring my sister-in-law. And I, at that point, started playing his guitar, and since he passed away, I've been performing up here every other Saturday night and whenever we can make it. The first time that I performed was at the Elliott Jam. I had taken my guitar over. My husband was trying to learn mandolin and someone was teaching him, and I had taken my guitar over to his house and happened to be singing to the wife while he was working with my husband Jim. And Roger stopped what he was doing and said, "Linda, why don't you sing in Elliott?" And I said, "Well, I'm not that good." And he said, "Next week you bring me 2 songs and we're going to work on them." The first time I went to Elliott and he made me sing, I was terrified. But we got through it, we did a good job, and we've been singing there ever since. If you've never been, you really need to come to the Liberty Chapel. It's really a lot of fun, even if you don't perform. There's a large audience that comes, and a lot of the audience will sit and sing along with us while we're up on stage singing, and that's fine. We love the encouragement and the participation from the audience. It's a lot of fun. It's really worth the trip up here.
Well, my name is Dan Woodman, and well, I work at a library in Rochester, and I just rest of the time just do music mostly. I'm fairly new to the music world. Maybe just a couple of years into it. And, I started writing a lot of my own songs, and I do a lot of Irish music. And you know, everybody's pretty laid back here. And, you know, it's, you know, you can get up there, you sing 3 songs, you throw in whatever you want, you know, and it's, you know, I don't know a lot of the same music that they know, because most of what they sing is gospel and country, and I'm more Irish, but we're kind of, you know, I'm getting to know the music better. So, and it's fun too, because you can sit out in the background and just play and just kind of blend into the background.
Well, I'm Joe Ewing. I live in Tuftonboro, and we're standing right here in front of the old white church in Tuftonboro, where we have our country, bluegrass, and gospel jam session every week in the summertime, Tuesday nights, 6:30. There's people coming in right now, and it's we're getting ready to jam. But I've been playing a regular at the Liberty Mills Chapel Jam in Milton Mills, New Hampshire, for 8 years. I went there when I first started playing bass, and I called them up and asked if I could come play bass, and they said, well, we have a couple of bass players, but maybe we can work you in. And I showed up, and a guy sat up front, and he says, come here, guy, you got a bass? I said, yeah. He says, well, we're the backup band. We need a bass player, or you're it. So I started playing, and after a while, he said, you know, I don't know quite what you're doing, but I like it. Just keep it up. That's good. So I've been a regular ever since then. And I play bass there, play stand-up bass, electric bass. And every now and then, since I've got some other buddies that play bass and we don't always need 2 basses, I play a little bit of accordion, which is picked up in recent years. So I've enjoyed being at Milton Mills for 8 years. And we have a good time there. There's a good group of people that show up every 2 weeks and play some really good music.
And in your heart I'm Carol Druin, and I am from Berwick, Maine, and I work at the Goodall Hospital in Sanford, Maine. And I like coming to Liberty Music because we always have a good time here. I like to sing, and when I'm not here, not working or whatever, I go around the fundraisers too and try to sing at those to help raise money for different things.
My name is Dennis French, and I've been playing music since I was 14 years old. I started out playing the guitar, and I played bass for a while, and pedal steel, and I play dobro in a bluegrass band right now, and she's also in a bluegrass band, plays mandolin and sings, and we have a five-piece bluegrass band. And that's what we're doing now.
And I'm Anne French, and I've been playing ever since I was probably 9 years old. I started to learn guitar, And we had a country band for about 8 years and played all over the state of New Hampshire and in Maine. And then took a little break, and we had a friend up in Maine who used to be our guitar player and said, you got to get into bluegrass. So now that's where we are. And in real life, I'm a banker.
And in real life, I'm retired. I worked at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard for nearly 30 years and was able to retire early, and I've been retired for quite a while. That's what I did. I've always liked professional comedians, and like Jeff Foxworthy is one, and Bill Engvall and Ron White. I will watch those fellows, and they say that you don't need to go out and search. You just look at the people around you, and you'll see funny stuff. So the characters I use in my stories are kind of a amalgam of people in my family.
I had a little experience today. Bubba came over to the house and he was helping me with some stuff. And actually last week it started. And we were having lunch, and I took out my thermos and was having a cup of coffee. He says, "What's that?" I said, "What's what?" He said, "What's that thing?" I said, "It's a thermos." He says, "What's it do?" He says, "Keeps my coffee hot." Oh. So next day, I decided I didn't want coffee, and I brought some Kool-Aid in it. So he says, "What do you got, some coffee?" And I said, "No, I got Kool-Aid." "Yeah?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "This thing keeps Kool-Aid cool, too." He says, "Keeps hot stuff hot, keeps cool stuff cool? How does it know?" I said, "I don't know." He says, "Well, I got to get one of those." So today, when he came by, he had a thermos. So we sat down, I opened up my thermos and poured out a cup of coffee. He sat down, I said, "Oh, I see you got a thermos." And he says, "Yeah." He says, "It's pretty good." He says, "It keeps hot stuff hot and keeps cold stuff cold." I says, "What do you got in it?" He said, 2 cups of coffee and a popsicle.
When you found somebody new, I thought I'd never forget you, for I thought then I did. But time has taken all the pain away. But
think Liberty Music Gathering is wonderful because no matter what kind of talent that you have, you can come here and you can play and you can feel appreciated. There's many people who come here and sometimes it's their first time and they come month after month after month, and it's really, really great for them as well as it's a lot of fun for us too.
Yeah, you get a lot of different levels of expertise in this gathering, and I've been coming to it for quite a while, and I've seen a lot of the players come that were pretty inexperienced to begin with, and over the years they've learned and they've polished their act up, and now they're kind of professional looking, you know.
So you know, the night starts for us around 5 o'clock. We close the music mill and we take the long ride through a block and a half over to the hall and unload our equipment and get everything set up for the folks to come. Where doors open at 5:30, and we're wondering how we're going to get everybody out of here at 9:30 at night, because it's been a long day for us. So one week I said, you know, I used to do Sloop John B. a lot, all the way back to my college days. That could be a great song to end the night, because it kind of sends a message. I want to go home. I want to go home. I feel so broke up. I want to go home. Well, I don't feel broke up. I'm pretty excited and pumped up for the night, but it is time. 9:30 is a good time to end things. And so we sailed on the Sloop John B., and my grandfather and me, around Nassau town, we did roam. Drinking all night, got into a fight. I feel so broke up. I want to go home.